What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. I'm Jeff and we're out on the range today because I just picked up some new guns. If you saw the video that I posted just yesterday, and I'm so anxious to get out and shoot these things that is what we're doing today. So let me go through the guns real quick and then kind of an overview of what we're going to be doing. So first off, picked up this is the Armory Tac Pro double stack 1911. Cool gun. It has a V8 porting, so that is going to be an interesting one. Then we have Masterpiece Arms. This is the DS9 hybrid, 5-inch barrel. Then we have the Alpha Foxtrot AF Romulus. This is a compensated pistol. Then we have an interesting one that, from the comments in the video yesterday, a lot of people were interested to see how this performed, as well as myself. And this is the Fusion Firearms XP Pro double stack 1911 that runs Glock mags. So we're gonna definitely get into this, run it hard, and see how that goes. And then last but not least, we have the Watchtower Firearms Demolitia. And if you're familiar with Watchtower Firearms, they made the Apache, the Pew View Edition Apache, and this is the Demolitia. So this is Demolition Ranch's gun, and it has V10 porting and all the bells and whistles. This thing, I did zero it, and it is a soft shooting gun. So I'm very stoked to shoot this one a little more. Okay, so those are the guns, and what we're gonna do today is basically try to get a first impressions, because this is 5 pistols. It's hard to actually really test them all in one day. So we're going to begin the testing on these pistols, but that will be an ongoing process. So today is a basic overview, first impressions, and maybe we'll test 1 or 2 a little harder. But like I said, there's probably going to be a series of going through these guns. So without further ado, let's put some lead down range. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna test out the Alpha Foxtrot AF Romulus. And just to go through it, this does have a Hollow Sun EPS carry, Surefire X300 turbo, and compensated like I said. And we're just gonna start going through some drills, starting with this Texas Star, and kind of get a first impression, see what I like, dislike, any of the above about this gun. So that's a 4.48, and that's kind of average for me, but it felt good. It is always a challenge. I'm so used to shooting the Trijicon SRO that is the interesting thing about this gun that I noticed first off, is that it is a thinner frame and only has the Shield RMSC footprint, so I can run this EPS carry, which is a much smaller window. So going from that big SRO to this is always a little of an adjustment. But it felt good. So let's see what it does down the road. Okay, moving on to the infamous plate rack. This can go horribly or it can go great, depending on the day. And we'll see how it goes with the Romulus. Like I said, it felt good on that Texas Star. And see what it does right here. Oh, I missed that last one. It was on a roll till then, but 4.73. So that added a serious chunk of time, but that was all me. The gun feels good. Really just that optic, going to that smaller optic is where the difficulty kind of jumps up a level from the SRO, but felt good. Okay, so we're jumping up a level in difficulty with, we're trying out some accuracy right here. We have these 3 little bottles hanging in the window. We're 40 yards, maybe. So we'll see if I can hit these. Got the red one. All right, greenie. Green's harder. Nicked him. Let's try blue. Okay, I got blue. The green one, maybe it's my eyes on the green. Oh, so that wasn't very good. Probably me much more than the gun, but we'll see as we go through the guns which ones I can hit with. And that'll be the real comparison. The green one was hard. I couldn't get that guy. That's always fun. And then let's do some one-arm ones. Oh, that one sucked. Yeah, the mag release on this is weird. Like you can depress it partially. You have to really jam it. Like you can go right over it. And then you have to really give it all the way in. Oh, mag release. Dude, that is driving me crazy. This mag's about to come off too. That one's done. We'll fix that after. Okay, you really gotta jam that mag release home. .337. .315. I mean, partially it's that this is the first shooting of the day too, but God. Sometimes it works and sometimes it's an unreliable button press. .339. So half of it's me, half of it is this mag release button. It's definitely feels like it needs tighter spring tension or something, because it's a iffy little press on there. But we'll see if it is noticeably different when we go to the other guns. Then we'll know if it's really the gun. Whoa. Whoa. Wow. That dot, man. I lose that dot in this window very easily. So that's reps. That's me. I need to get used to that small window. It's a luxury. I love the SRO, but it probably spoils me too much where I get used to that big, huge round window. And I go to these little ones and it is definitely an adjustment, a big one. Especially when I started moving. When I tried moving my body, that made it really difficult to find in that little window. Training scars. Okay, next gun is the Masterpiece Arms DS9 Hybrid. So this is not ported, not comped, just stock. And I do have a Holosun 507 comp, huge window, opposite of the last gun, but that does present some potential problems with the sun behind the target. You can get some glare in here. We'll see if that happens. And other than that, it's just got this really spicy grip on it. See if I notice that either. Because I have another gun that's like this, but I don't notice the aggressiveness of the textured grip when I shoot. But when I'm sitting here handling the gun, it's like, wow, that thing's gonna tear you up. But we'll see. So this is just going through what we just did, doing it with the Masterpiece Arms DS9 Hybrid. Oh, yanked one, but 4.78, so not fast, not great, but can tell that it's not a comped gun or a ported gun, but it shoots nice. So that's a 385. That felt really good. Although I will say, some of it is probably luck because the glare in that window, like I lost the dot on at least the third target. So it was point shooting to a point, but it felt good. Bullets went where I wanted them to, and that actually went better in the Romulus. So off to a good start with this guy. It felt good, especially for being non-ported. I get all picky about I love my ported comp guns, as I always say, and I tend not to shoot the non-ported, non-comped guns, and that one felt really good. So Masterpiece Arms DS9 hybrid, I like it. Okay, back at the bottles. Gave me a little bit of trouble, the green one, particularly the first time. So we'll see if I can redeem myself here. Going right for the green. Oh, first shot. Whoa, blue, red. Now they're swinging, green. Oh, got him, red, blue. Got him, green, got him. Horrible trigger press. Well, that went a lot better than the first gun, than the Romulus. But once those things start swinging, makes it even way more challenging. So that felt good. This thing is a nice gun. Anything wrong with it was either my trigger press or I yank it or something. So this is a nice gun. I like it. Go. Shooting that way into the sun, no luck with that reflection. So let's do some reloads. Oh, I'm telling you, that glare is killing me. .329. Huge difference in that mag release button. Already can tell that you just tap this one and the mag falls out. Much easier. .298, so that's the fastest. When the mag comes out, it speeds things up. Imagine that. Oh, that glare, dude. I'm shooting at the wrong dot. .324. .291, so that's the fastest so far. .295, so I can tell a significant difference between running this one on reloads than the Romulus. Oh, that was horrible. All right, we got something going on. It is sticking. We've had a failure. I don't know what that was. Maybe a piece of grit in there, but it was stuck and would not go into battery. Oh, fumble, fumble. Okay, yeah, I don't know what that little hiccup was. Interesting. Had the one weird little hiccup where the slide kind of locked up for a bit, and I don't know what that was. It felt like something was stuck in there. Maybe it was a little piece of grit that got worked out. Not sure. Other than that, that grip that I was talking about, I don't notice it when I'm shooting. It's only when I'm handling the gun. It's extra spicy, but shooting feels great. Shooting this direction, sun behind the targets with the 507 comp, big time issues with glare in that reticle, but something you could work through, I guess, if you had to. Other than that, the gun shot well. It was fastest reload. Huge difference in that mag release button. Much better on this. That Romulus, and you didn't see this, it was off camera, but took that mag release apart, took the spring out, lubed it up, and it got a little better, but still not as good as this gun here. So that helps with your reloads for sure when the mags come out when you want them to. And other than that, I was impressed. I definitely want to put more rounds through this thing and get past just a first impression of it. Okay, next gun is probably the gun that got the most recommendations, suggestions, requests in the comment section. And that is going to be the Bull Armory Tac Pro. So it's a V8 ported, 4 ports on each side. Have a Trijicon SRO Surefire X300 Turbo, and I've zeroed it, and that's it, but it felt good doing that. And it does have the proprietary magazines, which I'm not a big fan of, but let's see how it runs. It's got a lot of hype from the comment section going on. So 404, that's the best Texas Star today. Feels good. It definitely, those V8 ports are awesome. I love my ported guns. I'm gonna keep saying it, but that's sweet. Dang it, I had to go back for that one pickup. That's a 388. Had to go back after I missed that second plate, but I really like the feel of this gun. Shoots very soft, very flat. Maybe understanding all the comments in the comment section, why people like this gun so much, particularly for the price. It's priced well below a Staccato, and it's right up there on par with them. I can't see where that's hitting. Well, I will say that first little half a mag, I had to figure out, that was all the zero. I had to aim a little to the right. Once I hit one, I could tell where it was, and then I could kind of compensate for it. But that must just be how I zeroed the gun. Feels good though. That's what, I mean, just having only 4 mags sucks, dude. Oh, 344. It's a longer reach to the mag release on this than it is on that DS9. .357. .322. .284. So that's the fastest. It felt faster. Proprietary mags didn't seat. But didn't fall out either. .328. .299. What's going on there? I mean, they're like not seating all the way, but they're also not falling out, which is weird. .305. Whoa. Spring. Well, my initial complaint with this thing was the magazines. And that seems to be what I've had a problem with. Let's see. Okay, I got 2 more, and then I'm gonna go from an empty mag and see if it locks back. This should lock back. We'll see how these mags are. Good. 351. Let's see, because a lot of times I think on 2011 they don't lock back because of my grip is riding up on that slide stop. I'll try to avoid that. See if it'll lock back. This is the last one. Yep. Okay, this was the fastest reload. I don't know if that's the gun, just doing more reps, maybe a little bit of both, who knows. Mag release button, I know I gotta reach a little bit farther on this with my hands to get to that button than I did on the Masterpiece Arms, but feels fantastic the way it shoots. Really soft, really flat, and having an SRO is great. Magazines would be my real complaint, that they are proprietary. One of them had kind of the weird incident with the spring that drops all the ammo, and then it was doing something a little odd where you're putting the magazine in and it's not seating all the way, but that usually with 2011 mags, if you do that, or even a Glock, and you shoot it, that mag's gonna fall right out of the gun, which this isn't. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I'll have to shoot it more, but the gun is fantastic. My issue would be with the mags. That's the problem with 2011s. The way that I grip it, I'm always riding right up here, and then that interferes with this slide stop, which makes the unreliable slide lock. It's a little bit of a bummer, but it's gonna be on me to readjust my grip with that, which I don't wanna do. So I'm at an impasse there. All right, getting closer to the end, we got two more guns. And this one is what a lot of people wanted to see. This is the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. 4-inch barrel. I got it set up with Trijicon RMR, Surefire X300 Ultra, and it takes Glock mags, but is a double stack 1911 format. So a lot of people were interested in this gun because this is probably, as far as I'm aware, the cheapest way to get into the 2011 world, basically. You can get this gun for right about $1,000. And I want this thing to be fantastic. I want it to be a great shooting gun, reliable and accurate. So let's see. I have my fingers crossed. I don't know what that was. It did that a couple times where it just didn't want to go back into battery. Maybe it's my grip on it, but we'll see. So that was a 948. Okay, 490. Definitely felt slower, but on this Texas Star, often that's just up to the way that I'm following it around. So the gun felt good. Yeah, so I don't know if it's having a hard time with a mag that is jammed all the way full. Let me pop a few off. Okay, we'll see. Oh, fall. Well, that's a 632. I hit that last one and it didn't fall. That's nature of the beast, but that felt good after I got a few rounds out of it. Cycled okay, which I'm more concerned with how the gun's running than how fast I'm shooting that plate rack. And it seems like when I have a full mag, put it in this gun, it's having a hard time feeding. And we'll see if that persists or not. Can't get that blue one. That's doing it again. Doesn't want to feed a full mag. There we go. Same thing. My zero was, because when I zeroed this gun, it had one of the just holes in holes, tightest groups at 10 yards. So when I get out here to 40 or whatever we're at, I have to aim to the right a tad. And some of that may be that I'm cross-eye dominant. So I'm left-eye dominant, right-handed, and have to cock my head in there. So who knows? But wasn't much worse than the other guns. I'm hitting low percentage with all the guns. It's always a good way to break them in. Let's do some reloads. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta dump a mag and they start working better. Oh, go. That's a full mag too, so it doesn't want to take it easily. Let me just. Okay. Go. Polymer mags are sticky. They did not want to drop. .342. I don't know if it's this one in particular. I have two of these Coyote mags. .312. .296. Fumble. That was all me. That one, not specific to this gun, just the 2011 platform. Often you have to break your grip to reach around, and this gun is small enough that it feels like you don't have to, but I still do. .321. .291. Okay, aside from having what I think is a magazine issue, well, it's half and half. It could be the break-in period, but with the full magazine, this gun does not like to go into battery if you have it already loaded. It has a failure to feed basically and just doesn't go into battery. But that's only with the full mag. So it could be a break-in issue because I've had that with a bunch of Glock style guns, like typically Shadow Systems. I've had that issue with several of those, and that's just a break-in issue. You get 200, 250 rounds through it and that goes away. But I was having that issue with this, and then some of the mags didn't want to drop out, and that's probably just polymer. I'm used to shooting those steel mags and they just fall out of the gun. So that's probably me canting the gun a bit, which is just more prone to get the magazine to stick. It seemed like when I had it upright, they'd fall out. So that's a training thing. But other than that, the gun, when it's running, ran good. Like I said, when I zeroed it, this was one of the more accurate guns of just those groupings were super, super tight. It is a smaller gun, so it kind of tricks me into thinking that I have more Glock style controls than I do 2011 controls, which is incorrect. I still have to break my grip to get around to the mag release, but this thing does have a really nice slide release on it, although I didn't really have to use that much today in what we did. I wasn't doing slide lock reloads, and other than that, it feels like a nice little gun. Didn't have any real malfunctions other than the magazine stuff. So I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more shooting with this and testing. I want this, like I said, I want this to be a really good gun, but I'm going to give you my honest impression of it, and any malfunctions or anything that I have, I'm going to tell you about those. But so far, magazine is having some issues on a full mag. So that is the Fusion Firearms XP Pro. Okay, we are to the last gun, and that gun is Watchtower Firearms Demolitia. This thing is V10 ported, so 5 ports on each side, and it's very similar gun to the Watchtower Firearms Apache, which I've shown on this channel before. But obviously the Apache is compensated and this thing is ported. I did zero this thing earlier today and it shot beautifully. So we'll see how it goes in a real life application like this, running a drill. And it's a good looking gun. For those that don't know, this is Demolition Ranch's gun and turned out really nice. Let's see how it runs. Wow, that was a 4.57, but that wasn't me. I missed the second shot, so don't know why. Got anxious, I guess, but gun feels, I mean, it's crazy how soft this thing shoots. It is pretty remarkable. That V10 porting is legit. And I don't know how this thing is ejecting the rounds. Earlier today, it was on one of the other ones with the V8, the Bull Armory. They were just kind of like barely ejecting out. I don't know what this one's doing, but it sure shoots soft. It's crazy. Dang. So that was a 3.92, and I obviously missed one, had to get a pickup shot, but it feels ridiculously good. This gun is sweet. Huh. Well, that was awful. I don't know. That was either a zero issue that I couldn't figure out or all me. Let's say it's the zero issue. Dang, that thing's cool. Okay, let's see how reloads go. Oh, that long reach. Oh, totally missed the mag well. .319. It's kind of the average today. Dude, that's how I grip it with the pin your grip safeties. Dude, it's like you can't grab it high on the, yeah, that is. I want to come in super high on that beaver tail, and when I do that, it doesn't depress the grip safety all the way. Oh, I'm fumbling these reloads. .326. Dude. A lot of that happening. .342. Oh, we had another one. It's not just the proprietaries. .308. .337. .306. .273. So That was one of the faster ones, and on the fast ones, I can tell exactly what I'm doing when I'm not going fast. It is getting sucked into the dot, not staying target focused, and that's the problem with red dots. What is that? Should be shooting, but I mean, that grip safety is depressed. We had a total catastrophe with this thing. There we go. A lot of work for one round. Huh. Something related to the grip safety. But that last one was fully depressed. We had a couple issues with this gun, and it seems to all be related to this grip safety. I guess the only reason I think it's important to have a grip safety is if you're using it for a carry gun. Range gun, delete this for me every day of the week. And it doesn't happen with a lot of guns, but it's just, if you come out of the holster and have to shoot and you don't have the exact grip, it doesn't run. But something happened on this one where I know I had that fully depressed and it would not fire. It's just total trigger lockup. Probably something with that sear spring back here. That's the only thing I can think, or the disconnector. I'm not even really sure. But luckily it worked through it. And all that aside, I will say this gun shoots so nice. I mean, it is ridiculous. This is probably the flattest, softest 2011 I have with that V10 porting. I mean, it is crazy. Now, that being said, the accuracy, I couldn't hit a damn bottle, not even one, and I hit them with every other gun. So I think I hit the red one twice, but it was, in my head, I was like, oh, I'm gonna clean it up with the demolitia, but that was not the case. So I don't know if that's zero or me or what, but it was definitely odd. And for how good this gun shoots, I would want this to be solved because it should not be doing that. Now, granted, when I don't get a good grip, okay, but there was the one I'm positive I had the grip safety fully depressed. So it is a little disappointing to see that happen and continue to shoot it and see maybe it's a break-in issue as well. But they can be finicky and want to get that sorted out. At least want to figure out exactly what's going on. That's the last gun of today, and that was the Watchtower Firearms Demolitia. Okay, so just finished up going through all 5 of these guns, and that was a lot of fun to go through. I love doing that kind of stuff. It's always interesting, and we have, you know, a huge range of 2011 variants here. Like you have the XP Pro, which takes the Glock magazines and definitely like the cheapest entry-level 2011 double stack 1911 you can get. And then you have all the way up to the Demolitia, which is one of the higher end kind of little boutique manufacturer kind of things, I would say. And then everything in between. And it's just interesting to see the difference. And I would probably say that the best shooting gun is going to be the Demolitia. With the V10 porting, it is the flattest, softest shooting gun. It's surprising, actually. The first time I've ever shot V10. But there were a couple little hiccups with this thing, and mainly related, I believe, to the grip safety. It would get trigger, basically just the trigger would freeze, and it would basically get a locked trigger as if the grip safety wasn't depressed, although it was. There was one instance where I'm 100% positive it was depressed and it would not fire, and it took a little finagling to get it to go. But that may be a break-in issue, may be something else. I don't know. It's gonna require further shooting, further testing, as with all of these, because it is important for me to note that this was my first impression of all these guns. We probably, you know, roughly put 150 rounds, 125 to 150 rounds through each gun. And that's by no means near enough for me to say anything like permanent about them. It's just the beginning. So initial impressions, the demolitia shot so amazingly well. After that, I'm going to say the best shooting gun is the Bull Armory Tac Pro. This thing has V8 porting, and I had never shot V8 porting either. Closest I've come to it is Monsoon Tactical's Lucky 7s. So this shot really good. The only issue we ran into with this was with the magazines. Particularly when you get it, you insert the mag, and it wasn't fully seating, but if that were to happen on any other 1911, double stack 1911, 2011, the magazine would fall out when you shot. These things weren't falling out, but they weren't seating all the way that it was actually loading ammo. So my gripe with this gun from the beginning, from before I even shot it, was that it has proprietary mags. Once again, it's going to require further shooting. Maybe that's a break-in issue as well. We'll see. After that, I'm going to say this Masterpiece Arms was the best shooting gun. It did have issues with, I don't think there were any issues with the firearm itself. The issue was with the interface between the shooter and the gun, which is the red dot. And today, with this bright sun behind the targets, with this Holosun 507C being a huge window, getting a ton of glare, making it hard to see the dot. And I believe that was it. I don't think I had any other issues with this thing. Shot good, shot accurately. And then I'm gonna call it probably a tie between how well the Romulus and the XP Pro shot. The XP Pro, once again, coming down to magazines is where I was having the issue. On a full mag, and once again, these are Glock mags. On a full magazine, putting it in, it doesn't want to feed it. And that, I'm guessing, is a break-in issue, because other pistols that run Glock mags, and I've had this mainly with my Shadow Systems guns, is that they would do that. But it was definitely a break-in issue, because once I got 250 rounds in, that issue totally resolved, went away. I'm hoping that's the same. This thing shoots, I mean, like comparing this to the demolitia, it's not really a fair comparison. It's a 4-inch gun, not ported, not comped, and by no means shoots as flat or soft. But it definitely shoots better in a Glock, great trigger in it, and I'm interested to do further testing with this thing and really see if there's any issues that persist or those go away, and just to put more rounds through it and see how it handles, because I was impressed with how it shot. It was just the magazine issues that I had today. And then lastly, like I said, tied with the XP Pro would probably be the Romulus, and this thing is compensated. But once again, the first few rounds, I had some stovepipes with this thing. And then once it got going, no issues. So I'm gonna chalk a lot of this stuff up to break-in. These are all brand new guns, and we all know brand new guns can require a few rounds. So the only other problem was me shooting through a little teeny optic after being used to shooting with a big SRO. And once I switched from an SRO down to something like this little Holosun EPS carry, just that tiny little window, me moving around, especially when I was actually moving right and left laterally, I had a hard time keeping track of that dot in this little window. But it was an awesome day to come out, and like I said, the important part is to know that I'm not making judgments on these guns yet. I'm just telling you my first impressions. I am gonna have more videos in the future doing further testing, and we'll see what happens if any of these things continue or they go away. And I'm hoping they're all just break-in issues. I want these guns to all be great guns, of course. And other than that, just a great day, but it is getting cold, so we're going to call it a wrap. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, reminding you, keep your weapons collected and keep collecting your weapons. I'll catch you next time.